It's the easiest illustration in the world. But before we get started, do me a favor. I don't need you to click on like if you don't like the video. If you don't like the video, don't like it. Don't click on like. But tell me why. So if you do like it, click on like. If you don't like it, tell me why you don't like it. And if you think there's anything in there that you can learn from, that you can learn from, or anyone else can learn from, for the video, share it with somebody. As I was saying, it's the easiest illustration, you know. If you're driving a car and I'm driving a car and we're driving side by side, I don't control you, you don't control me, you do whatever on earth you feel like doing, I do whatever on earth I feel like doing. But if we are both in one car, there can't be two steering wheels. There simply can't. There's got to be one driver. One driver. If there are two people driving the car, we'll crash. Because one person is thinking, hey, look at that. And the other person is thinking, wow, look at this. And then we make a mess. You know, I'm turning that way, he's turning that way. The car is not going to go anyway, and we're going to crash. Just as bad, even if there's just the one person who is driving, and the other person is like, hey, look at that. Why? Look at this. And you know what? You're going to be distracting me, and I'm not going to be able to drive effectively. And just as bad as well, if I'm driving and the other person is like, you know what, you're not getting it, and the person reaches for the steering wheel and tries to turn it, we're going to crash. Listen, there is only one way this works. Let me drive, or I let you drive. Either way, we both can't drive. The best way it works is I let you drive and I give you the information that I have so that you can make the better decisions. Have you ever been in any of those buses going to Lagos? Say you enter the bus from Ibadan, you're going to Lagos, and the driver is driving, and then you have some of those people, usually women, not always, but usually women in the car, who are screaming at the driver, driver, careful, oh, driver, careful, oh, conductor, soften driver, that kind of stuff. Do you know what the driver usually does? As a matter of fact, when you're entering the bus, the driver tends to say women should go and sit at the back because he doesn't need the woman shouting at him. Doesn't need anybody shouting at him while he's driving, because it's a distraction. Listen, I'm talking about marriage here in case you haven't figured it out. If you don't trust me, don't marry me. If you don't want to work with me, don't come with me. If I have to explain every decision to you, I'm never going to take the first step. And we are both going to be stuck on the same spot all the time. If Abraham had to go tell Sarah, God just told me to kill this kid, we're going to have a problem. If David had to take permission from Micah before dancing in the presence of the Lord, he would never have danced. Where am I going with this? You don't have to engage. You don't have to tie in with somebody you don't agree with. You don't have to marry somebody who is not going the same way you are going. You don't have to. But if you choose to get married, the Bible says this: know ye not that to whom you yield yourselves servants to obey, servants ye are to whom ye obey? Whether of, I always miss this line, whether of righteousness unto life or of judgment unto condemnation. I think I got that wrong, but it's going to be there. All right. My point is this: by the time you are choosing who is going to be your head, you have to let the person be your head. But if the person is going in the right direction, excellent. If the person is not going in the right direction, on you. And here is the problem. The problem is, okay, you marry the person and then the person is not going in the right direction. You're supposed to get off the boat. Actually, that's not what the Bible says. The fact that he lied to you does not mean you get off anyhow. You are still held by the vows you have made, not just to the man, but to God. Ecclesiastes chapter 4, 5, yeah, it says, listen, better not to make a vow than to make a vow and say you made a mistake. It's better to be silent. It's not by force to make a vow. It's not by force to marry. Now, there are benefits and there are consequences if you do marry or if you don't. If you read 1 Corinthians 7 talks about, there are many challenges in marriage. So if you can stay like me, go ahead and stay like me. So it's not heaven or hell. Now, God designed us to work together, and it's without the help of God, no one person can go this journey alone. That's just not the design. I often talk to women and I say, okay, you have breasts, and yes, you are beautiful, but try sucking those breasts by yourself, and it's not going to work because the breast was not designed for you. It's on you and it makes you attractive, but it's not for you. It's for somebody else. Yeah, it's for the babies. I don't think God is a God of waste. The baby at most is going to suck that breast for 1 year, maybe 2. Say you have 5 kids, all right, 10 years, but you've had the breast since you were 12 and you're going to have them till you die. So for 10 years, the babies suck the breasts, and then for 40 years, 50, 60 years, the breasts are just there withering away. No, the breasts were designed for him. And that's what the Bible says, that you should be satisfied with your breasts every day. So that breast is not for you. The womb is not going to be impregnated. It's not going to impregnate itself. So you are designed for him, and he is designed for you. We are not designed to go this journey alone. And like I illustrated with the issue of with the subject of the Black Sea the other day in one of my previous videos, I'll probably link it here. Stuff is going into you, but nothing is coming out. You begin to stink, because you're supposed to be giving out what is coming into you. So say I am a man and I'm giving all my love to my wife. My wife should also give something back. It's not by force. It's just by design for optimal outcomes, for the best results. The Bible literally says 2 are better than 1, for they have a good reward for their labor. Because if one falls, the other will lift his brother fellow up. But woe unto him who is alone when he falleth, for he has nobody to lift him up. Okay? That's the design. You're not designed to be by yourself. You're designed to be with someone. As a man, you may be able to achieve some things on your own, especially if you're in a particular kind of ministry where God calls you to be by your own. But otherwise, you need help. You think you're better than the woman, you can't do it without her. The Bible says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from God. You are going to have to be extremely stupid to try to go this journey without the favor from God. You're going to have to be extremely stupid if the favor from God is talking to you and you think you don't need to listen to favor. And everything else that the woman brings, her resources, her capacity, her instincts, even her emotions, which can sometimes be overwhelming. All of these are tools that are given for you to excel. But you choose not to listen to it. Well, you may become very rich, you may become very popular. You're not in the design that God made you. You're failing. And vice versa, the woman. I can do it by myself. I can go my own. You're on your own. And buy a dog, die alone. You grow old and you've not brought forth fruit that is worthy to be beheld. You are now 60, 70, 80 years old. Your knees are shaking. You can barely stand on your own. And you can't call on children because you never had any. And you can't call on your husband because you never married one. Buy a dog, die alone. I've been watching a little bit of Kevin Samuels. You should watch it. It's very insightful. I don't agree with a lot of what he says, but his core message is simple. We're not designed to be alone. And it's not a partnership in that sense. We need each other, yes, but there's a hierarchy. There is God, the Father, There is God, the Son, and then there is the husband, and then there is the wife, and of course the children. That's the order. It's a militarized system. The general calls the shots. We follow. You're allowed to ask questions if you feel maybe something is off. You're allowed to supply information, but when the general gives the instruction, you work with that instruction. If you think you're sharp enough to argue with God, God will shut up and leave you alone to do it however you want to do it. Proclaiming themselves to be wise, they became fools. And God just gave us over to a reprobate mind to do the things that are not convenient. So, if I were you, I would say this: go the way God has instructed us to go. It may not necessarily be a heaven or hell issue. If you are born again, congratulations. But if you're not listening to God, you're not following His order, you won't get the results in your life that He promises. You may not go to hell, like I said, but you may not live a fulfilled life. And it's just sad, because then you give the enemy the opportunity to play you like a fiddle, to do things in your life that you probably wouldn't have gotten away with anywhere else. So I'm going to stop there. Now, please, if you disagree with me, by all means ask a question, argue with me, fight with me, whatever it may be. I'm okay with it. God will answer our questions. And if you agree with me, tell me why. Share this video, ask a question, all of the above. Click on like, click on subscribe, click on notification, and God bless you. Have a wonderful day.